After installing Quartus, now let me show you how to create a new project on the Quartus. So let me open my Quartus program. Here you can see, notice that we have the Quartus software. This is the overview of it. Now you can notice that I'm using version 18.1 late edition. Previously I showed you how to install version 18.1. Version 18.1 is more stable one, and it have a free version. So let's create a new project here. So new project wizard. By default, Quartus program save all the project files on the installation folder, and this is bad practice if you're gonna install if you're gonna create a project on the installation folder. So the best practice is to create a new folder outside of the installation file. So here is I create a new file on my disk, and then you can go to Quartus that I created. So this is the folder that I'm gonna have all of my projects, for example. And then I'm gonna create a new project map. We're gonna call it basic logic. So I'm gonna show you how to create logic functions and try to simulate it from this one. So now we can select the folder. So you can see that now all these files, this project file, is gonna be saved on this path. So the project name, we can just name it basic logic. Next, empty project. So now if we had create, for example, Verilog files or block diagram files, we can add here if you're going to reuse it. So in this case, now this is a completely new project, and we don't need to add new files here. So we can just go next and choose the board is Cyclone 5, and then generally this is the board that we're going to use on the lab. So if you go scroll down, you're going to select this device, and then you're going to click next, and then on the simulation tool, here you want to choose, in your case it's going to be ModelSim Altera, but for me I'm going to use Cuesta Intel FPGA because it's a different version. So you're going to next, and then we're going to just finish it. Now our project have been created basic logic. Now we're going to create a design entry for semantic block. So if you create on the create new files, you can either select here, but if you don't have this one, you can just go from here and then new and select block diagram semantic files. Okay. Now here you can add a new symbol tool. In this case, now we're going to select simple logics, and then this we're going to find in primitive. So we're going to go to others. For example, we're going to add and 2. So this is a AND block with 2 inputs and 1 output. Okay, and then we can select, so here you can select multiple, but we just only need one here, and then we can add or. And then you can select XOR. So we're gonna test these three blocks with different inputs. So by select here inputs, so if you remember on the lectures note, if you have the input with two inputs, so you have two inputs, both of them, so you can, for example, A and B. So we can name this input A, input B. Try to make it nice. If you want to make it big, you can just click this button here, make it large. So let's connect input B to the first input. Zoom in and look if it's connected properly. So this is, and then you can select input B2. For example, all input. So now all the inputs gate, the last input gate B is connected to B, and the same we can do it with A. So we can just take it here. And try to connect it here. Yeah. So now all the inputs A is connected to A, and all the last is connected onto B. So yeah, try to squeeze it behind a little bit. Okay, now we can put it an output for for all three gates. For example, we can name it output X, Y, and Z. Yeah, try to connect, try to make sure all the pins are connected. Try to zoom in with the mouse and see where it's not connected here. like that. Yes. So now we can save this file, save as. So we can choose it just like basic logic. So make sure it add on our file project. Now we can go back to it. Now on the next video I will show you how to simulate this and test all the functionality for this primitive gates from with the wave simulation, and how to create a test bench file for it if you want to test this kind of functions. So another thing you can, just to make sure that you connect everything properly, you can take this to as a top level entry and make it as an analysis thesis. So basically what it does is analyze if you have connect everything properly.